welcome back to Muncie Outdoors. Today we got a little different video for y'all. Something that we haven't done yet, which we figured we'd do. And today we're going to be talking about our coon hunting equipment.
Yep, I know I've talked to several people who would like the idea of coon hunting, like to go and have this mentality in their head that they can't afford it or it's way too expensive to go. And I understood that because I kind of felt the same way. But we're going to talk about some of the stuff we use, even the stuff we use now, 4 years in or whatever it is. It's still not expensive. You can go as high as you want to go as far as lights go, as far as dogs go, dog boxes go. You can spend as much money in this as you want to. But if you're just looking to get started, it don't have to cost an arm and a leg. We wanted to do one of these videos because we've been quarantined for a while. We've had this COVID junk. I get out of quarantine tomorrow, thank God for that. And Brittany and the boys will follow behind us. Luckily, ours has not been horrible. So we've been blessed as far as that part goes. But I guess the first thing we'll talk about is a light. And I'll just tell you kind of what we started with. When we started, I didn't even have a cap light. Didn't have anything like that. Didn't have. Right here's what I used to walk in with. Is this light. This is our walk around light. The boys still use this. It's just got a little battery pack. One of the boys use this one, and we have another one, an even cheaper version than this. You can buy this type of light at Walmart for nothing, and we use this for nothing but walking around the hills with. But I've actually found coons with this, and it works out good for that because you don't have to worry about
Spending
$100 or scaring the coons off. So coons will look at a light that's a little bit dim, but this light's bright enough to shine a tree with. And I've done it as far as brand. I don't know. I'm just saying this style of light. I think I bought this at like an AutoZone or something like that, and it's probably $30 for this light here. And once we got the tree, this right here is what I started with. This is I picked this up at Walmart for about $30, and we have found a ton of coons with just this light right here. So I'm just using this for an example to show you it doesn't have to cost an arm and a leg to get started in the coon hunt or to keep coon hunting. We've used this light for 4 years.
We've got that light, and we've also got this. And then
this light. One of the other boys, we like to have enough lights for the boys to help shine the trees. This one, I also got it at Walmart. It was about $60 for this light, and it comes with a red lens that I think one of the boys lost walking through the hills. Bryson lost it, if I'm not mistaken. So, but that light's $60, and it's really bright. It's really bright. And the good thing about these lights, like this style light here, is that they are rechargeable. So you can charge them up in a vehicle, and you don't have to spend an arm and a leg to get into that. The light that I use every day, for every hunt, is this light right here. This has got a couple different brightness settings: amber, red, green, and this has actually been a really good light. I've used it for probably
a couple months.
No, I've had this close to a year, probably 6-8 months anyway, that I've had this light. And actually, I was watching Nick from Nightlife Kennels do a thing on them on this brand that asked him to do a review on their light, but they sent him a handheld spotlight style light instead of this. But I got on their website and started looking, and it is Gear OZ. This is not an American made light. This is a cheap light. I paid to have this shipped to the door. I think it was $120, and I've hunted a lot of hunts with it. Holds charge really well. We're not sponsored, obviously, by any of these brands. This is just us talking about what we use to try to encourage other people. If you've been thinking about hunting, then get into it. It don't have to be that expensive. We made it with these handheld lights, with these spotlights for a long time.
Yeah.
And this was a big upgrade for us. And Channing, who hunts with us, he has one of the Co-Re lights that you all have seen on Amazon. Very similar to this light. About same construction, just about same everything. And it works just as good as that does, as this light. And it's about the same thing. And he's had it actually longer. Holds charge just as good.
And if y'all was wondering, if you want the same light, since it is a pretty good light to start off with, it's called a Fat Mats, and you can get them at Walmart, like you already said.
Yep, and that, like I said, that light holds both of these lights here. We've used them all night without having to even recharge them. So that stuff goes a long way. I know a lot of people think when you start talking about coon hunting, you got to have certain equipment. We're not worried about competing with anybody. And if you're one of those people who talk down to people about what they're using, you need to stop that, because you ain't doing nothing but hurting the sport, coon hunting. It's already. I know we're getting started. There seems to be a lot more people trying to get into it just because of the quarantine and having to stay home. This gives you a little something you can get out and do.
And it's good for you.
And it's good for you. So, but don't be putting people down for what they use. And if you're worried about people putting you down for what you use to hunt with, find other people to hunt with.
Yeah.
And that's what that boils down to. Because I don't care what you use. You take your kids with you. You can buy them these little spotlights, walking lights, and they're going to have just as much fun as they are with a $300 light on top of their head. I promise you.
There's been times we've even had to stop at dollar stores and just get little cheap, real $5 lights.
$5 lights to walk around with. Whatever you got to get to do it, just get it and do it. And I tell you, as far as a dog box, I think I paid. It was less than $100 for the dog box I got, and it's plenty. It's plenty good enough. No, I didn't pay $500 for some big aluminum dog box. I paid less than $100. A guy just wanted to get rid of a dog box, and we went and bought it.
Because there's really no use to pay big money on something you can get that works just as good.
You know, and dogs are obviously different. You're talking about when you get into bloodlines and you get into stuff like that. Some people pay for papers. Some people ain't worried about papers at all. I'm worried about a dog that treats coons. We're not spending a fortune. Now, there probably are dogs, if you're going to hunt all the time, especially if you're going to competition hunt, that you're talking about thousands of dollars that you could probably justify. You could probably justify spending that much money for. I personally haven't found that dog that I'm going to spend several $1,000s on, and probably never will find that dog I'm going to spend several $1,000s on, because I haven't. I've not had to. This ain't a debate. This is just how we've done it, and trying to encourage people to get in that it doesn't have to be that expensive. If somebody is just getting started, I will say this, because I was 30 years old when I got started. When I first got started coon hunting, I went out and I bought a dog that was a pup, and didn't have an older dog to hunt with. The pup himself. Now, since then, I've got rid of him, sold him to another guy's got him. Or actually gave him away, gave him to another guy, and they treat all kinds of coons with him. I was not that fortunate when I had him, and I didn't do the dog any service, probably because me and Channing was hunting together, and we had pups that were pretty close to the same age, and so we was just running two pups together. People will tell you all the time not to do that. We walked around the hills, man, 3 or 4 nights a week for a year before we treated our first coon. You talking about a lot of walking.
Yeah.
We put a lot of walking into a lot of trees to where there was nothing there.
Trees.
But I tell you what, Max has turned into a good dog. Max is Channing's dog, the one we still hunt now. He's turned into a real dog. He's turned into a coon dog. So we treat a lot of coons with him since then. But you don't have to. It don't have to cost you an arm and a leg. You don't have to spend a fortune to get into this. Man, you can go to any hardware store, whatever, and get a lead strap for a dog, get a collar for a dog. You don't have to have the top name brand stuff, tracking equipment. Find somebody else to hunt with that's got an extra collar to put on your dog. Because the tracking systems are expensive, and they are, to me, they feel necessary. Some people would argue that they're not necessary. If you got a good dog, whatever. I'm not worried about that debate. But I like being able to know where my dogs are. I like being able to keep them out of...
see what they're doing, too.
See what they're doing, keep up their progress, and make sure they ain't getting close on the roads. That's the kind of stuff. And having a dog that's tone broke and stuff like that has been invaluable as far as that goes. But you don't have to spend an arm and a leg to get into coon hunting. We've had just as much fun with cheaper stuff, haven't we, Bob?
Yeah.
And we treat a bunch of coons. We found a bunch of coons with cheap lights and cheap dogs, cheap dog boxes.
Coon hunting's coon hunting, whatever you use is all I gotta say.
That's right. Coon hunt's coon hunt. And that's what it's all about to us. So before we end this video, we just want to always give a shout out to the sponsor of this video.
Nightlife Kennel.
That's right, Nightlife Kennel. Go to nightlifekennel.com. Nick has everything you need as far as coon hunting goes. So go to nightlifekennel.com. He'll hook you up with something. And until next time, keep looking up.